Hello, beautiful wives. We are here again for day 4 of Wife After God, drawing closer to God and your husband. So, on day 4, it's called Your Spouse is a Gift. Genesis 2:21 to 25 and Proverbs 18:22. I'm going to let you go read that on your own today, okay? So, and I do recommend that you read it, and that you read it every day and that you read it in different versions because it's so beautiful to see how the devotional builds up on the verses. So definitely do read it. Okay, I just would like for you to read it on your own today. So, on this devotional, she talks about gift, right? And she talks about the fact that, her and her husband, apparently they had an agreement of like people, how many people they pay gas for or groceries or, whatever. In this case, it was gas. And, the husband said, I know that we have a limit and we've reached that limit, but I wanted to ask you if we could do one more. And the wife said yes. And they saw this man in the gas station and they put gas for him, right? And the man like bows down his head and he starts crying and he begins to be super vulnerable in sharing with this couple what he was going through. He said, I just spent my last few dollars on the dollar store buying Christmas gifts for my children, and I'm here anxious and nervous, not knowing how I'm gonna get home because I have no money and I have no gas. So to him, it was like a miracle that this couple that don't know him showed up out of the blue and offered to pay for his gas. And he received that gift. It says that the husband felt compelled to give all the money he had in his wallet to this guy, and the guy received that gift in such humility, and this is beautiful because then he goes to talk about how Adam received the gift that God gave him when God gave him Eve as his wife, and it goes on to say, are we receiving our husband as a gift? And I love that because even before I read it, like right when she says Adam received his wife as a gift from God, not because of anything she did, but simply because he knew God and trusted God. Forever changed, forever blessed by that gift. And just as I read that, I'm like, wow, this is how we are to receive our husbands. And then that's what she says, obviously, right? This is how we are to receive our husbands, as a gift. Not because we trust our husbands or not because, which we should, but not because of that, but not because they're awesome, which I'm sure they are, but not because of that, but because we trust God, we trust the giver, right? Everything that he gives us is good. It's good. So if he gave us this husband that we're married to, then it has to be good. He created marriage to be a great, wonderful thing. So it's good. Receive it because you trust the creator, and because you trust the creator, the gift giver is a good gift giver. I love that. And then she finalizes with saying that the marriage relationship is also is a magnificent gift to us. Marriage is a gift to us. There is no other, and we've said this before, there is no other relationship that will sharpen us more than marriage does, because there is no other relationship that can be as intimate, right? So marriage is a gift, that gift of intimacy at so many levels, physical obviously, but emotional, spiritual. It is such a beautiful gift that God has given us. So make sure that you receive it as such, and then she goes into prayer and she goes into the challenge, which I love the challenge for today. When you see your husband next time, just look at him as a gift from God and receive it as a gift from God and receive it with an embrace. Embrace him, hug him, receive him with a hug as if you are receiving and embracing a gift from God, because that is what he is. And then she has a few reflection questions. Number one, what other gifts have you received from God? And it's beautiful to stop and think about this, because there are things that we may not think about all the time, like, let's say I got this bottle as a gift. It's great, I love it, it has my name on it, right? Well, I really didn't, I bought it for myself, but suppose, and it's awesome, but I'm not thinking about what a wonderful gift I got every single time I drink from it. Does that make sense? So it's easy for us to forget the gifts that we got when we have it every day. And it's not necessarily that we take it for granted, it's just how it is, So let's take the time to ask God, what are the other gifts that you have given me, God? And just take some time to journal it. You have space in your book to journal it, or you can use a separate journal. But just take some time to journal. What are all the other gifts? Maybe not all, but maybe you can list a few other gifts that God has given you. How does your attitude toward your husband reflect how you perceive your gift from God? I love that question. How does your attitude towards your husband reflect how you receive that gift from God? Because if we have a bad attitude, then that reflects the fact that we're not really receiving that as a gift, right? Because nobody gets a car for a gift and says, oh my gosh, this sucks, I don't like the color, I don't like the leather interior, I don't like the AC, right? So it was a gift, right? So next question, how can you and your husband be a gift for each other? You are a gift, he is a gift. How can you be a gift to each other? What can we do together and individually towards the marriage to be that gift for each other? I love that. I love to hear from you all. I love to hear what God speaks to you. If you're not yet on the WhatsApp group, make sure you join us. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.